How gun makers bait insecure young men into buying weapons. Research shows that men whose manlyhood is undermined are more likely to express a desire to own a gun.
Mm-hmm.
You know what makes me desire owning a gun?
What?
Being able to blow someone's face off when they break into my home.
Let me bring up that art. That article was super weird, and it was basically like, it was for Sandy Hook, right?
Yeah, let's get into it. You got it up?
Yeah, I got it up.
How high up is it?
Research shows that men whose manhood is undermined are more likely to express a desire to own guns. It's been well established, according to this person, that companies that exploit gender stereotypes to prey on women's self-doubt are harmful to society.
Oh, yes, of course.
Okay. But the lawsuit filed by families of victims of the 2012 Sandy Hook mass shooting against gun manufacturer Remington might hope to show how men are just as vulnerable to damaging gender ideals.
Oh, my goodness.
The Remington settlement marks the first time a gun maker has been held accountable for its product's role in a mass murder, and the U.S. gun companies have been shielded from liability when their products are used in a crime because of a 2005 law called the Protection of Lawful Commerce in Arms Act. But some states are now using consumer protection as a way to hold gun manufacturers' feet to the fire. New York passed a law last summer that classified irresponsible marketing of firearms as a nuisance, which could allow firearm corporate entities to be sued. And New Jersey could be the next state to follow suit. For now, one survivor and the families of 9 other victims killed in Sandy Hook shooting will receive $73 million in a settlement from Remington because of the company's predatory marketing. Lawyers representing the families argued that the company tapped into the anxieties of masculinity to sell men military-grade rifles. Quote, consider your man card reissued. That's how a 2012 ad from the Remington read below the image of the Bushmaster AR-15 rifle. Mm-hmm. It was featured in Maximum, a magazine whose readership is primarily made up of young, impressionable men.
My man card has been expired for years now. Are you kidding me? I can get it reissued?
Yeah, you can.
All I have to do is buy an AR-15 and oh, nice.
This is also funny. The semi-automatic rifle Remington was marketing was similar. It's not the same, but was similar to the Bushmaster XM15E2S rifle, which Adam Lanza used a few months later to mass murder 20 first graders and 6 educators at Sandy Hook Elementary.
But they're not making an argument that Adam Lanza actually saw this Maxim ad, correct? That Adam Lanza was influenced by this Maxim ad?
The argument, so... And I'm not gonna read. I won't read the rest of it. Yeah. But so this article is written very dishonestly, or very stupidly. I don't know if it's dishonestly. So the argument that basically they were making is that they're saying, oh, this gun manufacturer, by having all these articles, or not articles, all these ads that give this impression that you have to be a man, you have to own a gun, blah 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 blah, is creating an environment that made Adam Lanza, go out and get a gun. Mm-hmm. That he felt, challenged by his masculinity, his manhood.
If you know anything about the Adam Lanza situation, all of this seems completely preposterous.
No, it is completely preposterous. Because basically what happens in these cases, and I'm completely against these suing the gun manufacturers when someone commits a mass murder with a gun. Mm-hmm. Because it's like, unless you can prove that the gun manufacturer is intentionally trying to sell crazy people weapons, how are they liable for this? They're making a legal product. You cannot fault. I think cigarettes are fucking terrible, and you can sue them if the cigarette companies are lying about the risk. But if they don't lie about the risk and they say, listen, smoking cigarettes causes fucking cancer.
How are they culpable?
Yeah, so go out, you know the risk, you know what it means.
But
I guess a better comparison would be like a car manufacturer. Like, if you buy a car, you know the risk of what happens when you run someone over. How is the car manufacturer liable if you as an independent person decide to do that with a product that is a legally produced item?
This article is so bonkers because it's basically saying that if you're glorifying weapons, that you're I mean, what is advertising if not glorifying the product that you want to sell?
Right. Yeah,
It's
they say like
basically
they were
making advertising illegal. You got to read this one line though. This ad was part of a panopticon-esque marketing campaign targeting men and encouraging them to police one another's gender performance. A panopticon-esque marketing
yes.
campaign? Like it came from all sides? What the fuck?
And they talk about how there were ads like, oh, report other men
Right.
for not being manly,
One of
revoke
these-
their man cards.
One of these ads in the campaign enlists men to report peers for not being a man, even sharing the men's personal email address if they could not receive. So they
could receive.
So they could receive notices to revoke each other's man card.
Right.
This actually sounds like a genius marketing campaign to me.
This is a genius marketing.
There's
The
no
Remington
way
Company
I would
website featured a test for men to learn how manly they were by asking them to answer such questions as whether tofu was acceptable for a man to eat or figure skating for a man to watch. Now, this is so preposterous. Like,
where's the musicals? I mean, I'm
exactly.
reporting someone.
There you go. You report me for like, and it's so preposterous because like, okay, like from a a moral, broader society standpoint, I agree. People shouldn't. I don't support this nonsense. But if like a fucking company is doing this to sell their product and it's like a joke, who fucking cares? Are you serious? You're trying to sue them over this? And as you said, if you could sue them over this, aren't you just basically making all advertising illegal?
Yeah, totally. Read the Remington unabashedly capitalized on the unrealistic and regressive ideals of masculinity. Who wrote this fucking article?
A soy boy, obviously.
Where
I'm sorry, a lady wrote it.
Where the intended effect to seem to be you just read.
Where the intended effect seemed to be to humiliate men into arming themselves with combat weapons.
Oh yeah.
And while it's a cruel tactic, it's an effective one. So
yeah, no, insane.
No, but part of the why this article is BS, besides obviously being crazy, is that they don't mention. They don't mention this article. I saw another article. So it's not. First of all, this was not ruled on. A judge did not rule on this. A judge did not say, or a jury did not say that your argument about these ads targeting masculinity, thus say that you should get money for mass shooting. No jury or judge said that that's a valid legal argument. Okay. They made this very silly argument and Remington settled with them after 10 years of going back and forth for this.
They settled out of court.
They settled out of, yeah.
Right. They just threw enough attorneys at them.
Right.
So.
But there's another thing here too. Because oftentimes when corporations or companies settle, they just want to settle because they don't want to deal with the publicity. They don't want to deal with the case, even if they think they'll win it, yada, yada, yada. Or who knows, with a jury, you get a bunch of like very upset parents whose children died. Mm-hmm. Obviously, the jury is going to be very sympathetic to them. So that doesn't mean that their legal argument has merit. Mm-hmm. But there's another element here too that this article leaves out, is that Remington went out of business last year.
Really?
So they're like, it's not even like they're suing. It's not even Remington agreed to the settlement. It's like whoever, like the banks or whoever is like has all of Remington's assets, who doesn't give a fuck about the company, agreed to this settlement.
Right.
So it really came out to me like, oh, they just don't want to deal with this. And they're just like, here's some money.
Of course. That's the way that they always do.
Right.
You got this, just one more line, just because it's so. There's actually some science in here, guys. And while there's a widespread myth that testosterone makes men want to buy or use guns, a growing body of research finds that's the other way around. Men start producing more testosterone only once they're handed a gun.
That's so weird. This is like, why would you say that? That doesn't, that hurts your argument. That doesn't help your argument.
Well, not only does it hurt their argument, it makes me think, oh, guys, you don't need
to go buy some more guns.
You don't need those testosterone treatments, right?
Right.
Just buy yourself some more guns and hold them. I can feel my testosterone climbing as I do it.
Actually, this study seems kind of silly. It says,
Oh, you looked at the study.
the abstract. It's we tested whether interacting with a gun increased testosterone levels and later aggressive behavior. 30 male college students, not exactly a great sample,
Holy shit.
provided a salival sample for testosterone, interacted with either a gun or a child's toy for 15 minutes, and then provided another saliva sample.
Yeah. Nothing is going to kill your testosterone like thinking of children.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So, yeah. Next, subjects added as much hot sauce as they wanted to a cup of water, believing another subject would have to drink it.
Oh, man.
Males who interacted with the gun showed significantly greater increases in testosterone, I guess, in their saliva, and added more hot sauce to the water than those who interacted with the children's toy.
I love it.
There you go.
I love it.
So that's hilarious.
This article is insane.
Yeah.
Any closing thoughts before we move on?
Not on that article, but
okay. Good stuff. Thanks for digging it up. Hi, you just listened to a clip from the Sitch and Adams show. If you like what you heard, you can listen to our live show right here on this channel on Sunday, starting at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. And if you want, you can super chat us. We read $20 and up super chats on the show and then do a follow-up stream on the following Tuesday where we read the rest of the unread super chats and interact with fans of the show. Subscribe to this channel right here to listen to the live show or to listen to more of our awesome clips.